Who do you think are the top three most likely teams for Derrick Henry to be on next season?
Oh man. Honestly, if Derrick Henry doesn't believe that the Titans can go chase a ring, I think that that is going to be probably pretty big in his mind. Um, he's pretty much achieved everything up until that point. So if that's the case, I've seen rumors that the Cowboys would be interested in with Tony Pollard becoming a free agent,
For
signing him
sure.
on, which I know you'd be happy about. I would be devastated, and that would just be life for the next football season. How do you root against a guy like Derrick Henry? But anyways, uh, then I think potentially the Eagles could be looking at him too. So he could be going to two different teams in the NFC East. And the reason why I think that could be a piece that, maybe Nick Sirianni is wanting to add, or even just, the Eagles team in general wants to add, not only is Derrick Henry such an explosive player, but that I felt has been kind of like one of the positions that, they got rid of Miles Sanders this offseason. They brought in DeAndre Swift, and that the run game kind of just ended for them, which I think was part of the problem for their like kind of losing game, kind of skid. There really wasn't a lot of incorporation for the run game, and when it was not well incorporated. So maybe they could be looking in a direction of like, okay, we need to bring in this veteran guy who automatically raises the running back room higher than it's ever been. So they could be looking towards Derrick Henry, and then I've also seen the rumors from even last year. So my third team on that. So from the Cowboys, Eagles, my third team would be the Ravens. And there's been already a speculation of like, oh my goodness, how crazy of a backfield would Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry being on the same team be in terms of an explosive offense. So those rumors have not really ended necessarily, especially as he's kind of come out and did his farewell speech, or some have kind of concluded that it is his farewell speech to Tennessee. But those would be my top three landing spots for him: Cowboys, Eagles, and then the Ravens.
Yeah, I think all three of those teams make a ton of sense. One other team I would float out there is the Buffalo Bills because I know they've been
Yep.
looking for the long-term answer at running back for a while now. And obviously, Derrick Henry wouldn't be that, but I think he would be a great bridge player until they could find some other bell cow back. I know they have that one guy, what's his name, Cook, James Cook, who is pretty
Yeah.
good at the end of the season, but he doesn't have the same sort of power or ferociousness that Derrick Henry would bring. And I know they were interested in Derrick Henry
They
last
were.
year, I think, when there were talks about
Hmm.
possibly trading him. So, yeah, any of those three teams that you mentioned or the Bills, I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up on any of them.
Absolutely. And I think that whatever that team is, if he does decide to move on, I'm going to keep saying if he does decide, because I'm still believing in my heart he will come back home to play another season, and he'll retire a Titan forever. But not after this next season. Whenever he does decide to retire, he'll retire a Titan. But I think if he does, it will be to a team who has the best shot of gearing up to win it all now. And I think all four of those teams have that. And even though Derrick Henry may not be the long term answer at running back, it is the answer at, okay, we need to do everything we can to bring in a player that can lead us to winning a Super Bowl, which is what our franchise has been trying to do for forever, how long, put X years, whatnot. And the Bills are definitely that team. Ravens are definitely that team. Eagles are, and so are the Cowboys. So like both, all they would all fit that.
Now, here's one more suggestion for you. Not that there's anything out there suggesting this right now, but just something that occurred to me. What if the San Francisco 49ers are like, we want another guy to complement Christian McCaffrey, and then they
Oh
got
my
Derrick,
goodness.
Derrick Henry and put him back there with McCaffrey at the same time? Can you imagine how unstoppable that running game would be?
There has to be a rule against that. Like that team would be too overpowered at the running back position for them to even exist. It'd be like, okay, guys, we already conceded. You know what? We're just not even going to play defense. We're just going to give you a touchdown every drive. Just give us a chance to take it down the field and score.
Yeah. I
That
mean,
would be
honestly,
crazy.
if the Niners could improve to another level, which I don't even know if that's possible, I think adding Derrick Henry would be a part of that. Just having two generational running backs at the same time on your team, that would be insane.
Oh, it would be. It would be. I think they probably wouldn't, just because of cost wise, to
For
have
sure.
two top
Yeah.
running back. But I mean, honestly, the possibilities are endless in terms of that. And I think if Derrick Henry pretty much has his pick at any of the teams who would throw a bid in, because any team in the National Football League with Derrick Henry as their running back, I don't care if people say he's old, he's washed, he can't do whatever he can do. Just look at the stats. Look at everything that he's been able to do so far, including these most recent years with poor O-lines blocking for him, with poor offensive, run games. It he would elevate any team. And so, if you wanted to chase the ring, he has that ability. If he's wanted to even chase money wise, he has even that ability to go with the highest bidder. So, honestly, all eyes are on him, but I'm gonna still say he's gonna be coming home. He's gonna play for Tennessee. So, I'm gonna still hope that is the case. But yeah, I do think, but crazy. It would be crazy with the 49ers though. McCaffrey and Henry on the same team.
Yeah.
Unstoppable.
You get both of those guys on the field at the same time. I don't even know how you try to defend that.
I know. It's crazy. It was funny when I was watching some of the Pro Bowl games this past Thursday, and I was watching the dodgeball kind of game where Derrick Henry did take out Micah Parsons. Rob, he caught his dodgeball, eliminating him. Not to gloat or anything, but that just shows Titan dominance over Cowboys. But I will say it was funny because I was sitting here and, I can imagine what it would be like for a 49ers backfield, or even like a Baltimore Ravens backfield, where you had Lamar and Derrick Henry, and you have Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry. But I was sitting here and I was watching some of those games, and my girlfriend kind of turned to me and she was like, "Now, which one's Derrick Henry?" And I like pointed him out on the screen, and she was like, "He's so huge." And he is a monster. So can you imagine like that backfield with the speed and quickness? And McCaffrey's not like that big of a guy. He's like more of this like angry man kind of running, like Pacheco, I think, when I kind of see him running. But like, can you imagine like just the small, like it's not, and McCaffrey's not small, but like the different size difference where you just have this bruiser and you have the other guy just like the cuts and oh my goodness, that would
Would
be,
be unfair.
it would be unfair.
The
Yeah,
rest of the NFL must pray that that never happens because that would be
absolutely.
insane. It would be impossible to defend. If you put two of
It
them out
would.
at the same time and you don't know where the handoff is going, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Imagine being a linebacker. You're like, oh man, do I have to like try and stop McCaffrey? Or do I have to try and tackle McCaffrey? Like, oh my God. I can't even
exactly.
going through that thought process. Oh,
Thank you for joining us on the Redzone Rodeo podcast.
if you like football and you like having fun, come on down and subscribe or check out our channel for more videos like this one.
No ifs, ands, or buts. This is the best place for your football news.